You're listening to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, created to help you succeed in your Security Plus certification journey. Learn more at baremetalcyber.com, where additional prepcasts, books, and training materials await. Let's get started. Configuration enforcement is the process of ensuring that systems, applications, and devices conform to approved security baselines. It moves organizations away from ad hoc administration and toward disciplined, repeatable practices. Enforced configurations prevent drift into insecure states, minimize misconfigurations, and ensure that every asset meets minimum requirements. Without enforcement, even well-intentioned administrators may introduce vulnerabilities by improvising fixes or adjusting settings without oversight. Consistency becomes the goal, ensuring that the environment is hardened uniformly. Enforcement not only improves resilience but also makes auditing simpler, since evidence of compliance is already built into daily operations. In short, enforcement transforms security configuration into a controlled, measurable discipline. Configuration baselines and secure templates serve as the foundation for enforcement. A baseline defines the approved state of a system, detailing parameters such as password policies, firewall rules, and logging requirements. Secure templates provide a pre-configured starting point, ensuring that new deployments launch with compliant settings by default. These baselines reflect both organizational policy and industry best practices, providing defenders with a benchmark to measure against. Applying templates ensures that configurations are not left to individual judgment, but are instead aligned across the environment. Baselines and templates turn abstract policy into concrete, enforceable reality, providing structure for consistent configuration management. Drift detection highlights when systems deviate from their intended baselines. Over time, administrators may make small changes, or updates may alter configurations unexpectedly. Without automated checks, these deviations accumulate unnoticed, undermining security. Drift detection tools compare live states to approved baselines, flagging discrepancies for review. Automation ensures these checks occur continuously rather than relying on sporadic audits. This reduces the window of vulnerability and keeps environments aligned with their intended posture. By addressing drift promptly, organizations ensure that secure configurations remain intact, not just at deployment, but throughout the asset's lifecycle. Drift detection is thus a critical control in maintaining resilience. Policy as code takes configuration enforcement to scale. Instead of relying on human administrators to apply settings, policies are expressed in code that is executed automatically across environments. This ensures consistent enforcement while enabling version control, peer review, and automation. Policy as code frameworks allow organizations to embed security requirements directly into their infrastructure provisioning pipelines, preventing insecure configurations from ever reaching production. By treating configurations like software, organizations achieve repeatability and traceability. This method reduces error, accelerates compliance, and ensures controls keep pace with fast-moving deployments. Conceptually, policy as code represents the evolution of manual hardening into automated, scalable governance. A configuration management database, CMDB, plays a central role in enforcement by providing inventory and mapping of assets. It records system configurations, relationships, and dependencies, forming a source of truth for the environment. With a CMDB, organizations can track which systems belong to which business processes and confirm whether they align with approved baselines. This visibility supports not only security but also operational efficiency, helping teams understand impacts of changes. When integrated with configuration tools, the CMDB becomes both a map and a validation platform. Without it, organizations risk blind spots, leaving assets unmanaged or improperly configured. Change control integration ensures that no configuration adjustments occur outside approved processes. Every modification should be reviewed, tested, and documented before implementation. This prevents unapproved or ad hoc changes from introducing vulnerabilities. By linking configuration enforcement with formal change control, organizations ensure accountability and auditability. Automated tools can block unauthorized changes or roll them back, maintaining consistency. While some may see this as slowing agility, structured change control actually reduces disruption by catching errors early. Integration of change processes with enforcement aligns operational flexibility with security discipline, ensuring stability while still allowing for necessary evolution in configurations. Decommissioning refers to the secure retirement of systems and services. It is more than simply turning off a device. It involves a deliberate process to ensure no residual risks remain. Without proper decommissioning, sensitive data may be left behind, unused systems may provide hidden attack surfaces, and credentials may persist unnecessarily. Secure decommissioning ensures that assets are not just removed from production, but are rendered inaccessible to attackers. It represents the natural conclusion of the asset lifecycle, complementing enforcement by closing out systems safely. Decommissioning done poorly creates lingering vulnerabilities. Done well, it strengthens overall security posture. The steps in decommissioning begin with data migration, ensuring valuable information is transferred to successor systems or stored securely. Next, data sanitization removes residual information from the retiring system, preventing unauthorized recovery. Finally, asset disposal ensures the hardware itself is handled securely, whether through resale, recycling, or destruction. Each stage requires planning and validation to confirm nothing is overlooked. Treating decommissioning as a structured process avoids situations where deactivated systems linger with sensitive information still on board. These steps ensure that retiring assets leave no shadow risks behind, closing the lifecycle in a way that preserves both security and compliance. Removing credentials and access rights is a critical part of decommissioning. Accounts tied to retired systems should be revoked, and any keys or certificates associated with them must be invalidated. Failure to remove credentials creates ghost access points that attackers can exploit. Even if systems are offline, credentials may still allow connections to other environments if left active. Automated identity lifecycle management can assist by ensuring decommissioning triggers account deactivation. This step underscores the close relationship between identity management and decommissioning, ensuring that retiring assets no longer provide leverage for unauthorized access anywhere in the organization. Legal and regulatory requirements add further weight to decommissioning practices. Data retention laws may require certain records to be preserved for defined periods, while privacy regulations demand secure disposal when data is no longer needed. Failure to align decommissioning with these requirements can result in penalties or legal liability. Organizations must therefore strike a balance, retaining what is mandated while disposing of what is not. Policies and procedures should document how these obligations are met, ensuring compliance is built into every retirement. Legal requirements make secure decommissioning not just good practice but a matter of regulatory necessity. Secure erasure and physical destruction are two approaches to protecting data during asset disposal. Secure erasure overwrites data on storage media so thoroughly that recovery is infeasible, allowing devices to be reused safely. Physical destruction, such as shredding drives or incinerating tapes, ensures data cannot survive, but also prevents reuse of the hardware. Different asset classes call for different methods. Consumer laptops may be erased, while highly sensitive servers may be destroyed outright. Both methods require verification to confirm effectiveness. Choosing the right approach ensures decommissioning eliminates data risks, while aligning with cost, compliance, and operational needs. Ultimately, configuration enforcement and secure decommissioning work hand in hand to protect against unintended exposure. Enforcement ensures systems remain secure during their lifecycle, preventing drift and maintaining compliance. Decommissioning ensures that when systems reach the end of their life, they do not linger as liabilities. Together, these practices close the loop of the asset lifecycle, from secure deployment through enforced operation to secure retirement. Neglecting either leaves gaps that attackers can exploit. By embedding both as routine, disciplined processes, organizations build resilience across their environments, ensuring protection from beginning to end of system lifespans. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Automated remediation patterns complement scanning by correcting deviations automatically. For example, if a firewall rule is altered improperly, the system can restore it to the approved state without waiting for human intervention. This reduces response time and ensures environments remain consistently secure. However, not all deviations should be remediated automatically. Complex or high-impact systems may require human review to avoid disrupting operations. Automated remediation works best for routine, low-risk issues, while critical changes undergo manual evaluation. Striking this balance ensures that enforcement is both efficient and thoughtful, combining the speed of automation with the discernment of human oversight. Immutable infrastructure patterns reduce the problem of configuration drift altogether. In this model, systems are not modified in place. Instead, new instances are deployed from approved templates whenever changes are needed. Old systems are retired rather than adjusted manually. This approach eliminates the uncertainty of incremental changes, as each deployment starts from a known secure baseline. Immutable patterns are especially popular in cloud and containerized environments, where automation allows rapid replacement of workloads. While not always practical for legacy systems, immutability offers strong guarantees of consistency. It represents a cultural shift in infrastructure management, treating servers as disposable and repeatable resources. Version-controlled configuration repositories provide accountability and auditability. By storing configuration files and enforcement rules in systems like Git, organizations ensure every change is logged, reviewable, and reversible. This creates a transparent history of modifications, supporting both troubleshooting and compliance needs. Peer review processes can be applied to configuration changes just as they are to code, catching errors before deployment. Repositories also enable rollbacks when misconfigurations occur, restoring environments to known good states quickly. Version control turns configuration enforcement into a disciplined, collaborative process rather than an ad hoc activity, embedding governance directly into operational workflows. Segregating environments into development, testing, and production tiers is critical for safe configuration changes. New settings should always be trialed in lower environments before reaching production, reducing the risk of introducing instability. This layered approach allows teams to validate both functionality and security implications of changes. Testing environments simulate real-world conditions, exposing potential issues in advance. Production deployments are then carried out with confidence, knowing that enforcement rules have already been vetted. Environment segregation ensures that experimentation and enforcement coexist without compromising live systems. It reflects the principle that trust must be earned gradually before policies affect mission-critical assets. Verification and audit steps follow decommissioning to confirm data removal. Merely performing sanitization is insufficient. Organizations must validate that processes were effective. Verification may involve forensic testing to confirm that erased drives contain no recoverable information. Audit documentation records the steps taken, providing assurance to stakeholders and regulators. Independent checks add credibility, demonstrating that secure disposal was not just claimed but confirmed. Verification closes the loop, ensuring decommissioning meets its objectives. Without it, organizations risk blind trust in processes that may not have been executed properly, leaving sensitive information vulnerable to recovery by determined adversaries. Certificate and key retirement must be included in decommissioning. Services being shut down often rely on digital certificates or encryption keys that remain valid even after systems are offline. If not revoked, attackers could use them for impersonation or unauthorized decryption. Proper retirement includes revoking certificates through certificate authorities, invalidating keys, and ensuring no backups contain active cryptographic material. These steps maintain trust in the environment, preventing retired systems from creating ghost access points. Key and certificate management is often overlooked in decommissioning, but is essential to closing residual risks fully. Secure cryptographic retirement ensures the integrity of trust chains. Contractual and vendor obligations are critical when third parties handle decommissioning. Cloud providers, hardware recyclers, or managed service firms may manage sanitization and disposal. Contracts must specify secure practices, compliance with regulations, and evidence of completion. Without clear obligations, organizations risk liability if vendors mishandle sensitive data. Oversight mechanisms, such as audit rights or certifications, strengthen assurance. Trust in vendors must be verifiable, not assumed. By embedding decommissioning expectations into contracts, organizations extend their security practices beyond internal processes, ensuring third parties act with the same diligence required internally. Vendor obligations safeguard the chain of custody during asset retirement. Documentation and retention of decommissioning evidence ensure compliance and accountability. Records should capture what assets were retired, how data was sanitized, who performed the work, and when it occurred. Certificates of destruction or logs from sanitization tools provide proof. These records may be required for audits, regulatory reviews, or legal defense if questions arise later. Without documentation, organizations cannot demonstrate that they met their obligations, leaving them vulnerable to scrutiny. Retaining evidence closes the life cycle formally, ensuring that secure decommissioning is visible and verifiable long after the event. Documentation transforms decommissioning from a silent process into a defensible control. In conclusion, rigorous configuration enforcement and secure decommissioning are essential lifecycle controls. Enforcement ensures that systems remain hardened and consistent throughout their operational lives, preventing drift and unauthorized change. Decommissioning ensures that, when systems are retired, no data or credentials linger to create hidden risks. Continuous scanning, automation, immutability, and governance sustain enforcement, while sanitization, verification, and inventory reconciliation guarantee safe retirement. Both practices close gaps that attackers routinely exploit, from misconfigured assets to forgotten devices. By embedding enforcement and decommissioning as disciplined, auditable processes, organizations achieve resilience across the full lifecycle of their systems. Thanks for tuning in to the Bare Metal Cyber Prepcast, your trusted source for cybersecurity news and insights. Remember to subscribe at baremetalcyber.com so you never miss an update. And visit cyberauthor.me for best-selling cybersecurity books that equip you with expert knowledge. Until next time, stay secure and stay vigilant.